need another highlighter like I need a hole in the head, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I am so beyond excited for today's video. I mean, it's a Pat video, so you know I'm excited anyway, but I'm extra excited today. So today we are reviewing the new Pat McGrath Labs MTHRSHIP Mega Celestial Odyssey eyeshadow palette. I cannot wait to put these eyeshadows on my eyelids, so let's just go ahead and get stuck straight into it. Now before we do, you know the deal, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we're just getting into this today, okay? We're getting into it. I'm excited. Alrighty, so Pat McGrath recently did her holiday launch. I believe this is probably one of the only holiday launches she's gonna do. It seems like it is. She might release a couple of extra like products here and there, but it seems like she's gonna just release this big one. And it incorporated this MTHRSHIP Mega eyeshadow palette, which is called Celestial Odyssey. And then it also included 2 eyeshadow quads and then 2 blush and glow trios, which is like 2 blushes and a highlighter in a compact and a separate highlighter. Now, when I picked up the MTHRSHIP Mega palette, this was the only thing that was available, and maybe the 2 eyeshadow quads. To be honest, I didn't pick up the eyeshadow quads. If you've been around here before, you know I don't love a quad, and also those color schemes, if they were like Blitz Astral quads, I 100% would have picked them up, but because they weren't, I was like, I'm not gonna use these. So anyway, at the time of launch as well, the trios, the face products, for example, they weren't available, but I already have a lot of those shades and the highlighter, etc. So well, not the separate highlighter. So I'm not going to pick those up just because they'd be dupes for my collection, but I can 100% stand by the formula of those products. And if you don't have them, I think they are the product to pick it up. Get it 3-in-1, you're good to go. I might pick up the separate single highlighter at some point in the future when it goes on sale, but honestly right now I need another highlighter like I need a hole in the head, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, now for the MTHRSHIP Mega, last year Pat did do another MTHRSHIP Mega palette. I believe it was actually, I think there was 6 new shades in there, but it was her Star Wars like limited edition collection that she previously had released, and she incorporated it into the MTHRSHIP Mega palette. I think I will pick it up maybe in her Black Friday sales potentially, or if I see it on sale somewhere for a good deal, I might pick it up. But just at the time I didn't pick it up because I was collecting like my actual MTHRSHIP palettes at that time, and I preferred them over that one, and I just haven't got around to picking it up, to be honest with you. When I saw this one though, I was beyond excited, because the color scheme of this eyeshadow palette, it just calls my name. Now this is the outer packaging for the MTHRSHIP Mega palette. It's giving me very Versace vibes. Anyone else? Anyone else? No? Me? Just me? Anyway, I picked this up on launch day. I am so excited to tell you guys that this is very first world problems, okay? But it came within a week to Australia, you guys. It came within a week. Normally the problem is that whenever I order it, it doesn't actually physically get shipped for like a week or 2, and then it gets shipped, and then once it's shipped, it's usually pretty quick, but they shipped it literally the next day, and I got it within a week. Beyond excited. So this is the actual compact itself. It's very large. It's very beautiful. On the back it also has the shade names. I actually love this. I do prefer the MTHRSHIP like packaging is what I'm trying to spit out there, because it is a little bit more luxe. However, I like that she's done this because it adds some variety into my Pat McGrath collection. So I think they both have their places, if I'm being completely honest with you. I wouldn't take one or the other so far. I'm gonna insert right now as well a clip of what this palette looks like on the inside, just so that you can see, because I find that sometimes when I hold it up the lighting isn't as good, and I don't feel like you guys get as good of a kind of look at the palette. So hopefully the insert looks good. And then I have also already filmed my swatches for this palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert those right now as well for you so that you can see. The swatches are amazing, you guys. Like, I was blown away, and I was very excited for this particular eyeshadow palette because the color scheme of this palette is calling my name. I think it's unique enough for Pat McGrath that this was like it completely new to my collection. I mean, there's some shades in here that like either are similar to some in the Mothership collection or other palettes that I own, but for me this was unique to bring into my collection, especially for Pat McGrath. But the swatches, they were so buttery, so creamy, so pigmented, so beautiful. The colors swatched even more amazing in person than what I was ever anticipating. I am so excited to try this. Now I'm going to give you guys the deets that you might wish to have. So, oh, by the way, all of the products that I'm wearing on my face, I haven't finished my face and makeup yet, but like this palette and all the products and everything, it'll be linked down below in the description box. And if you do shop through those links, I do get a small commission. So thank you so much if you do. It just all goes back into buying makeup for my channel, I promise you. Your girl needs a makeup fund. Anyway, so this palette is 125 Australian dollars and 78 US dollars, which is awesome. It is quite considerate. It's about $80 cheaper in Australian than the big Mothership palettes, and you get more shades. Obviously the difference being that in this particular palette you don't get any of those extremely like Blitz Astral Special kind of shades. However, from swatching these, they're amazing. Like, I mean, the Blitz Astral shades absolutely have their place, and you're not taking them from me, but this is freaking stunning. So the description on the website says 5 luxe finishes, and it is supposed to be like structures and highlights, creamy textures, effortless blending, one stroke color release, extreme adherence, and you can use it wet or dry. She's also got like a little note at the bottom of her little thing here saying, I created each shadow to strike the ideal balance between high artistry and everyday wearability. So it's the perfect palette for both beginners and those who love to experiment with different looks. So I'll have a play around with it and I'll let you know. I think the true test of that for me with beginner palettes is, one, how cohesive is the eyeshadow palette for someone that's not used to matching colors, etc. Can they just really match any of these shadows together and like walk out the door? Like say Divine Rose 1, you can do that. Secondly, what is the like skill level required to blend out eyeshadow? Now there's no right or wrong or anything like that, but they're definitely like Natasha Denona Glam and Retro palette, for example. You need no skill to blend those out. Like you just need a little swipe and they're good to go. So like how easy is this to blend out? How easy is it to use the metallics? Do I need to finesse it a lot? Is that really beginner friendly? We will put it to the test and I will let you know. I think that is pretty much all of the explanations that you need. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna create an eye look on this eye. We'll zoom in, we'll do this eye. I'll give you my thoughts, and that's pretty much it. So let's go. Alrighty, so I tried to use as many colors as I could. I don't know if you can see even the green and silver in here. So I'm gonna recreate this and show you guys what I did. Hopefully you like it. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but hopefully you guys think it's okay. Now I've primed using my NARS primer, and I did actually dip into Subliminal, just this shade here, just to lay a really light transition shade down with my Delium Tools fluffy blending brush. You don't need to do this step if you are probably any deeper than me in the skin tone spectrum, or if you don't want to. And if you don't have Subliminal in that shade, that's totally fine. Just use even just like any transition shade, just like almost as close to like your skin tone as possible, or your bronzer shade, or whatever it is that you wish. Now this palette is quite large, so bear with me, but we are going into this shade right here first for our first lay down color. Now this is my Refa 15 brush, and I'm just going to pick up some of this. These mattes are super pigmented, you guys, so just start really small and then build, because they are very pigmented. Now I find Pat has a couple of different matte formulas like across the range of her palettes, and this is definitely one of the better ones. It's a lot easier to blend out. I actually think that if I was to give like the only kind of criticism I would give a Pat McGrath like palette or eyeshadow, or like if I was like, if there's one thing that we could improve, like she could improve on, in my personal opinion, very personal opinion based, it is her matte formula. My cat is banging out the door and it's just easier to keep him out, so if you can hear that, I'm really sorry. Honestly, this eye always turns out so much better than this eye, because this eye's like the practice run. Okay, so now we are going to dip into the dark brown here. I could read the shade names, but I'm just going to point, I'm sorry. And I'm just going to pick some of this up on my Refa 14 brush, and we're going to concentrate that like this in the crease as well, but lower down, and just building some intensity mainly in this outer corner first and foremost. All right, I'm picking up that Refa 15 with that berry transition shade, and I'm just running that really lightly over where we blended in the brown just to kind of diffuse it all together. Okay, while we're here, I'm going to pick up that Berry Matte shade on a shader brush, and I'm going to run this underneath my lower lash line pretty much all the way across. And then I'm just taking the dark brown on a shader brush and I'm going to smudge that in the outer corner here. Okay, and taking my intensifiers, I'm going to pop this all over this lid 3/4 of the way in. Now we are going into this beautiful blue right here because it is stunning. And don't you guys worry, actually I'm picking this up on my Arefa 2 brush, by the way, in case as I talk. But don't you guys worry if there's shades in here that I haven't used. I am going to film a 3 looks 1 palette ASAP with this because there's just too many colors and it's way too pretty to not. So I will film that ASAP. I don't know if it'll be up next week after this one, but it will probably be up the week after. But yeah, I promise I'll film this and get it up ASAP because it definitely deserves a big moment in the sun, because even just look at this blue. Oof, so pretty. And these shades, like she said that they are like one swipe, like a high adherence, etc. Completely agree with that. This has been really, really, really easy to use. In fact, this metallic formula, in my opinion, is even better than the metallic formula in her Mothership palettes. I know, controversial, but I don't know what she's done with this, but they're like creams. It's amazing. Okay, so now I'm going into this little burnt orange shade right here, which I was like, is that not perfect for fall? It's not fall here in Australia, as you know. I've said that in a few videos, but is it not perfect for fall for all my fall fellows out there? Anyway, I'm taking this on another flat shader brush and I'm going to pop this on the inner corner. This shade, look at, like, honestly, look at the pigmentation just in those little taps. Incredible, you guys. Incredible. I think this is quite beginner friendly, you guys. I think you can honestly be at any level in your eyeshadow game or your makeup game, and you'll be able to use this palette. It's beautiful. Now what I did on the other eye, which I don't think I really need to do, but I'll do it because I did it, is I picked up a little bit of this like dark shade right here. This is just on like a pencil-y type brush, and just make sure you tap off the excess, and I just tapped it into this little outer corner bit right here. But honestly, it shows up a smidge, but not a whole lot. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty. But it does have fallout, so just be careful. But it has fallout because I didn't lay it down over the intensifiers. Like, I didn't get any fallout where the intensifiers went down. And then I picked up a pencil brush and I went into the silver shade right here, and I just popped this on the inner corner there, which look at how pretty it is. I'm loving these shadows, you guys. They're so beautiful. And then what I did was I picked up another pencil brush and I went into the green right here. I will do a proper like look with the green, but I just had to today a little bit, and I popped it underneath here, just like a little peek of it. You might want to wet your brushes if you do those 2 steps, just an FYI, because I did get a little bit of just glitter fallout. But if you don't care about that, then don't worry about it. Now I'm going to put Fenty Beauty top waterline and just my Linda Hallberg Greige Core Crayon on the lower waterline, so quite neutral today. And then I'm going to put my Kosas mascara on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I haven't put highlighter or blush or anything on yet because I didn't know what colors I was going to use. So I'm just going to go and finish up the rest of my face and do my lips and everything, and then I'll be right back to show you like the completed look. All right, you guys, and that is the finished makeup look using the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey. Honestly, I really, really like this palette, you guys. Like, genuinely, I really like this palette. I really love the colors in here. Like, I feel really inspired to use this palette. I feel like excited to dip in and try all the colors, and like I can't wait till I do my 3 looks 1 palette with this, because I really want to put a heap of these shadows like to the test and put them on my eyes. I really, really like it. I do agree with her, to be completely honest with you. I think this is a very user-friendly palette. I think people might get a little bit intimidated with the color scheme. Like, I could really see how you might look at this and just go, I'm not quite sure where to start, but you can really break this down. And I don't know, look, I put so many eyeshadows on my eyes today, and like they all just kind of mesh together, at least in my opinion. If you've been on the fence for this palette, I honestly, I know that I am a little bit biased towards Pat. She is my favorite brand, but if I didn't recommend a product, I wouldn't recommend it to you guys. My credibility is more important than like my favorite brand, you know what I'm saying? But I really, really like this, and I really recommend it. I do. I love it. I love it. And I love it way more than Utopian Dream, to be completely honest with you. So if you were on the fence about like, should I get the new Mothership or should I get like this one, I would just get this one, to be honest. Anyway, that is my 2 thoughts on the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. I will have a 3 looks 1 palette up as soon as I can for you guys, so stay tuned for that. But other than that, let me know your thoughts down below. Did you pick this palette up yourself? Are you gonna pick it up? Is it on your Christmas wish list? Do you like the look? Let me know in the comments down below. I love hearing from you guys. And that is it for today. So if you are watching till this point, I appreciate you so much, more than you know. If you are watching till this point, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I hope that you have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.